Hello brothers and sisters, I am Abarna from HAJ Creations. In this video, I am going to show you how to make this beautiful hooded scarf. This is very easy to make. This is the hooded part and this is the scarf. So this is called hooded scarf. I made this for myself. For this project, you want some amount of yarn. You can choose any color, that's your wish. And you need 4 mm crochet hook. You can see this is my 4 mm crochet hook. And you need a scissor and also inch tape. Because for this hooded scarf is making for me. I made this for myself. So I'm going to measure my head circumference and my head's length. This is vary from one to another. For that reason, for measuring your head circumference and head length, you need inch tape. So let's start our project. If you see my channel in first time means please subscribe my channel, subscribe to my channel and give a support to my channel. For this project I am going to use 4 mm crochet hook. First of all I am going to make a hooded part. After that only I am going to make the scarf part. So let's start our hooded part. Hoodie is very easy. All crochet projects are starting with a magical ring or slip knot. That is basic for all crochet project. Now I am going to start with magical ring like this. After making this magical ring, make chain 3. Chain 3 is count as first double crochet. 1, 2, 3. Chain 3 is count as first double crochet. You want to make 12 double crochet into this magical ring. Chain 3 is count as first double crochet. So I am going to make remaining 11 double crochet into this magical ring. This is my second double crochet. Third. Continue the same way until the 12th double crochet. You can see I totally made 12 double crochet after making this. This is the tail end. You can see this is the tail end. You simply pull this tail end. If you pull this end means you getting the smaller circle. For that reason I simply pull this like this way. So you get a small circle. To finish this round, make a slip stitch into the third chain space. 1, 2, 3. This is my third chain space. Insert the hook into this third chain space and make a slip stitch like this. Round 1 is completed. To start the next round, make chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Chain 3 is counted as first double crochet. You make one more double crochet into the same chain space. You can see into the same chain space I make one more double crochet. Now I have 2 double crochet into the same chain space. After making this, move to the next chain space. This is my next chain space. Into this chain space I make 2 double crochet. 1, 2. Move to the next chain space. Into this make 2 double crochet. 1, 2. You simply continue this pattern for this round. You simply make 2 double crochet in every chain space. In this round you have 12 chain space. So totally you have 24 double crochet for this round. After finishing this round, I'll show you what are the next steps for this project. You can see I nearly done this round. To finish this round, make a slip stitch into the third chain space. 1, 2, 3. This is my third chain space. Into the chain space I want to make a slip stitch. Now round 2 is completed. In this round I make 2 double crochet in every chain space. If you make 2 double crochet in every chain space means that is called increase stitch. So I simply make increase stitch in every chain space. To start the next round, make chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Chain 3 is count as first double crochet. Move to the next chain space. Into the chain space, make increase stitch. That is nothing but you simply make 2 double crochet into the same chain space. So into the second chain space, I want to make increase stitch. First double crochet, second double crochet into the same chain space. You can see in the first chain space I make normal double crochet. Into the next chain space I did increase stitch. After this, move to the next chain space. Into this chain space I make 1 double crochet. Move to the next chain space. Into this make increase stitch. So first double crochet, second double crochet into the same chain space. Move to the next chain space. Into this make double crochet. Move to the next chain space. Into this make increase stitch. That is 2 double crochet into the same chain space. 1, 2. Now you can see in the first one I make 1 double crochet. The second one increase stitch 2 double crochet. 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet. You simply continue this pattern for this round. For this round I have the pattern for in between 2 increase stitch you have 1 double crochet. You can see this is the increase stitch. You can see this is the increase stitch, this is the increase stitch. In between 2 increase stitch you want to have 1 double crochet. That is the pattern for this round. After finishing this round, I'll show you what are the next step for this project. This is very easy. You continue the same pattern. 1 double crochet, increase stitch. 1 double crochet, increase stitch. After finishing this, I'll show you. I nearly done this round. To finish this round, make a slip stitch into the third chain space. 1, 2, 3. This is my third chain space. Into this chain space, I make a slip stitch. Now round 3 is completed. This time for some calculation. Now I have this round for approximately 3.5 inches. This is vary from one to another. If you imagine, I made this hoodie for this baby doll means you simply measure the head circumference. I'm going to show you how to measure the head circumference for anyone, for everybody. You simply measure like this way, because we wear this hoodie like this way. For that reason I am going to measure like this. You can see I measure like this way. So this is approximately 11.5 inches. This is vary from one to another. You simply measure from your head or from your baby's head. Who you made this hoodie scarf, you made like this way. You simply measure like this. So this is approximately 11.5. So I simply convert into 12 inches. I show you how to do the some calculations for this doll. For this doll, the head circumference is equals to 12 inches. For this doll, 12 inches. You simply divide this inches by 3.14. This is the value of pi. So I simply divided by 3.14. For this doll, 12 inches, that is divided by 3.14. So I have 3.8 inches. 3.8. You simply convert into 4. So for you made this hooded scarf for this doll means you simply continue this pattern until you reach the 4 inches. Now I have 3.5 inches. If I made this hooded scarf for this doll means I simply continue one more increase round for this doll. But I made this hooded pot for myself. For me, the head circumference is 22 inches. For myself, head circumference is 22 inches. So that is divided by pi. Pi is nothing but pi is equal to 3.14. That is the value of pi. So I divide 22. You can see 22 divided by 3.14. So I get 7.00 something. So I simply note down 7 inches. So I simply continue the increase round until I reach the 7 inches, or approximately that is equal to be the 7 inches. So I simply continue the same increase round until I reach this value. You simply measure from your head circumference. After that, that is divided by pi. So you get some value. You simply continue the increase round until you reach that value. That is important because the circumference of the circle is 2 pi. This is the one mathematical formula. Circumference of the circle is, that is the one mathematical formula. This is the standard formula. Circumference of the circle is 2 pi, but we wear the hoodie only in the behind this head only, not wear in this part. So we are going to wear only in the back part of the head only. So that is divided by 2, because this is the one part, this is the one part. Now we are going to wear this hoodie only in this one part only. So that is divided by 2. So you get pi. For this reason only, the total number of circumference is divided by pi. That is the simple calculation. You don't mind this. Whatever you have, whatever the head circumference, that is divided by pi. Pi is nothing but that value is equal to 3.14. So you simply divide the head circumference divided by 3.14. So I get 7 inches. So I am going to continue the increase stitch until I reach the 7 inches. So I'll tell you how to increase the round. Now I have 3.5 inches. So I am going to the next round. For this round, make chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Chain 3 is counted first double crochet. This is my second chain space. You can see into this chain space make 1 double crochet. In my previous round, in between 2 increase stitches, I have 1 double crochet. So in this round, in between 2 increase stitches, I want to have 2 double crochet. That is the pattern for this. In the next round, in between 2 increase stitches, we want to have 3 double crochet. So this is my first double crochet, this is my second double crochet. So the third chain space I want to make increase stitch 1, 2, because in my previous round in between 2 increase stitches I have 1 double crochet. So in between 2 increase stitch, in this round I want to have 2 double crochets. After the increase stitch I make 2 double crochets in 2 chain space 1, 2. Move to the third chain space, into this make increase stitch 1, 2. Move to the next, into this make 1 double crochet, into the next make 1 double crochet, into this make 2 double crochet into the same chain space. That is nothing but that is the increase stitch. You simply continue this pattern for this round. This is very easy. 2 double crochet into the next 2 chain space. Into the third chain space, make increase stitch, that is 2 double crochet into the same chain space. After finishing this round, I'll show you what are the next step for this project. To finish this round, make a slip stitch into the third chain space. 1 2 3, this is my third chain space. Into this chain space I make slip stitch. Now I am going to measure. I have 4.5 inches, but I want to have 7 inches, so I am going to increase. Make chain 3. 1 2 3. Chain 3 is count as first double crochet. Move to the next chain space. Into this chain space, make 1 double crochet. Into this chain space, make 1 double crochet. Into the fourth chain space, I make 2 double crochet into the same chain space, like this. In my previous round, in between two increased stitches, I have 2 double crochets. You can see this is the increased stitch, this is the increased stitch. In between these two increased stitch, I have 2 double crochets. This is the increased stitch, this is the increased stitch. In between these two increased stitch, I have 2 double crochet. So for this round, I make increase stitch into the third chain space because I want to have 2 double crochet between two increase stitches. But in this round, I want to have 3 double crochet between two increase stitches. For that reason, I make a increase stitch into the fourth chain space. So I simply continue the same pattern, double crochet, double crochet, double crochet. In the fourth chain space, I make increase stitch. In the first chain space, double crochet, double crochet, double crochet. Into the fourth chain space, I want to make an increase stitch. You continue this pattern for this round. After finishing this round, I am going to the next round. For that round also, I am continuing the same pattern. The only slightly different is in the fifth chain space, I make the increase stitch. You continue the same increase stitch pattern until you reach the inches. For me, I continue the same pattern until I reach the 7 inches. This is vary from one to another. What you want, you have. You continue the same pattern until reach that inches. I continue the increase stitch until I reach the 7 inches. After reaching my 7 inches, I'll show you what are the next step for this project. You can see I continue the same pattern for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 rounds. After finishing my sixth round, I have approximately 6.8 inches. This is nearly equal to 7 inches. So I simply stop in my sixth round for increasing because if I make one more round means that is something larger, like that is nearly going to 8 inches. For that reason, I simply stop in my sixth round. In this round, I have 6.8 or 6.9 inches. So I simply stop in my sixth round. You can see in my first round, I make 12 double crochet into the magical ring. You can see like this. So in my first round I make 12 double crochet. In my second round, in every chain space I make increase stitch, that is in every chain space I make 2 double crochet. In my third round, in the every second chain space I make increase stitch. This is the first chain space, this is the second chain space, so I make increase stitch. This is the first chain space, this is the second chain space, so I make increase stitch. In my fourth round, 1 2 3 4, in my fourth round, in every third chain space I make increase stitch. This is my first chain space, this is my second chain space, this is the third chain space, so I make increase stitch. First chain space, second chain space, third chain space, so increase stitch. In my fifth round, in between every fourth chain space I make increase stitch. You can see this is the first one, second one, third one, fourth one, so increase stitch. First one, second one, third one, fourth one, so increase stitch. In my sixth round, in between every fifth chain space I make increase stitch. You can see first one, second one, third one, fourth one, fifth one. I make increase stitch. You continue the same increase round until you reach the inches. That's very important. I continue the same pattern, same increase pattern until I reach the 7 inches or approximately reaching to the 7 inches. After finishing my sixth round, I reach my 7 inches. So now I am going to stop the increase round. So for that, you simply fold like this way. You can see this is the round part. Okay, this is the round part. You simply hold like this and also like this. You simply fold like this. This is the one and this is the two. Now you have like this. After that, this is the last part, last portion. You can see this is the first one, this is the second one, this is the third one, this is the fourth one. You simply place the stitch marker or safety pin or alternate color yarn into this place. Into this place you want to mark. So I'm going to mark in this. After this, to start the next round, now we are going to make a normal double crochet only. We don't want to make increase stitch. So make chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Chain 3 is count as first double crochet. After this, moving to the next chain space. This is my next chain space. Into this I make 1 double crochet. Move to the next. Into this make 1 double crochet. Move to the next. Into this make 1 double crochet. You simply continue the same pattern. You simply make 1 double crochet in every chain space. You can see, you simply continue the same. You simply make 1 double crochet in every chain space until you reach the next stitch marker. After reaching the next stitch marker place, you simply make chain 1 and turn your project. For example, this is the last double crochet, means you simply continue the same pattern until you reach the stitch marker place. For example, this is the stitch marker place and this is the last double crochet, means make chain 1 and turn your project. Now you can see the chain space. In very first, into this chain space make 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet. You continue the same pattern until you reach this corner. After reach this corner, make chain 1 and turn your project. You simply make 1 double crochet in every chain space. You continue the same pattern until you reach the hooded length. Hooded length is very easy to measure. If you imagine I made this hooded scarf for this doll, means you measure like this way. This is the center of the head, this is the forehead. You simply measure from this center of the head to this forehead. This is approximately 3.5 inches. So I simply continue the same pattern until I reach the 3.5 inches for this baby. This is vary from one to another. You simply measure from your head or from your baby's head. You simply continue the same pattern. You simply make 1 double crochet in every chain space. After reaching this stitch marker, make chain 1 and turn your project. In very first chain space you make 1 double crochet, move to the next, make 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, continue the same until you reach this end. After this, make chain 1 and turn your project, make 1 double crochet in very first chain space. Continue the same pattern until you reach the 3.5 inches for this baby. This is vary from one to another. I continue the same pattern until I reach my hooded scarf length. After reaching that, I'll show you what are the next step for this project. I continue the same method until I reach the length of the hooded part. You can see for me my hooded size is 9.5 inches. Let's check it. This is approximately 9.5 inches. I already said how to measure the hooded length. That is very simple. You measure from your center of the head to forehead. That is the hooded length. So for myself, I have 9.5 inches. After finish this hooded part, now we are going to make the scarf. For that also I am using 4 mm crochet hook. I am going to start with slip knot because I already said all crochet projects are starting with slip knot or magical ring. For this project I am going to make chain 22. Please make sure the initial chain must be equal to the even number. That's very important. So I am going to with chain 22. If you want the scarf is something broad, means you simply increase the initial chains. So I am going to with chain 22. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I did chain 22. After finishing my 22nd chain 22, make chain 1. This chain 1 is extra. You can see. Now totally I have 22 plus 1. That is equal to 23. Please make sure if you want something broad scarf means you simply increase the initial chain. That must be equal to even number. After making that only you make chain 1 extra. After making the chain 1, insert the hook into the third chain from the loop. You can see this is my first one, this is my second one, this is my third one. Insert the hook into the third chain space and make half double crochet. Now this chain 2, I skip this chain 2. This chain 2 is counted as first half double crochet. This is my second half double crochet. Move to the next chain space. Into this chain space make 1 half double crochet. Move to the next chain space, make 1 half double crochet. You simply continue the same pattern for this row. You simply make 1 half double crochet in every chain space. After finishing this, I'll show you what are the next step for this project. You can see, I simply make 1 half double crochet in every chain space. Now I have totally 22 half double crochet. How many initial chains you did, that is equal to how many double crochet you have in this row. That's very important. Initially I did 22 basic chains. So in this row I have 22 half double crochet. After finishing this, make chain 1 and turn your project. This is my first chain space. You can see this is my first chain space. Into the chain space I make 1 half double crochet. Move to the next, into this make 1 half double crochet. Move to the next, into this make 1 half double crochet. You simply continue the same pattern until you finish this round. After finishing this row, I'll show you what are the next step for this project. I finished this row. In this row also I have 22 half double crochet. After finishing this row, make chain 1 and turn your project. Please make sure to start every new row, make chain 1 and turn your project. After this, you can see this is the first chain space. You can see this is my first chain space. I simply skip this first chain space and move to the second chain space. Into this chain space, I make 1 single crochet. Into the same space, I am going to make 1 double crochet. You can see into the same space I make 1 single crochet and 1 double crochet. After finishing this, skip the next chain space, move to the next one. Into this make 1 single crochet. Into the same chain space I want to make 1 more double crochet. Skip the next chain space, move to the next one. Into this I make 1 single crochet. Into the same chain space I make 1 double crochet. You continue this pattern for this row. You simply skip one chain space, move to the next one. Into that chain space, you want to make one single crochet and one double crochet. You continue this pattern for this row. After finishing this, I'll show you. You can see I continue the same pattern for finish this row. If you count, this is the one group. This is the one cluster, means totally you have 11 groups, 11 clusters. That's very important. After finishing this row, I simply skip the first chain space, move to the next one. Into that I make one single crochet, one double crochet. Skip the one chain space, move to the next. Into that make one single crochet, one double crochet. Skip the next, move to the next one. I make one single crochet, one double crochet. I simply continue this pattern for finish this round. After finishing this round, chain one and turn your project. You can see this is the first chain space. I simply skip this chain space, move to the second one. Into this make one single crochet, one double crochet. Skip the next chain space, move to the next one. Into this make one single crochet, one double crochet. You simply continue the same pattern for finish this round. After finishing this round, make chain one and turn your project. Skip the first chain space, move to the second one. Into that make one single crochet, one double crochet. Skip the next one, move to the next. Into that make one single crochet, one double crochet. You continue this same pattern for until you reach the desired length of the scarf. After reaching my desired length, I'll show you what are the next step for this project. I continue the same pattern for this scarf. You can see now totally I have 48 inches, that is equal to 122 centimeters. After finishing that only I'll show you. You can see this is very easy pattern. You can use this pattern for scarf. This is very elegant look to your scarf. You can see. Now, after finishing this row, make chain one and turn your project. This is my first chain space. Normally, we skip this chain space, move to the next one. Into that only, we going to make one single crochet, one double crochet. But this is the last row. For that reason, I simply make one half double crochet in every chain space, because I start with half double crochet rows. For that reason, I'm going to end with half double crochet. This is my first chain space. Into this I make one half double crochet, move to the next one. Into this I going to make one half double crochet, moving to the next one. Into this make one half double crochet. You simply make one half double crochet in every chain space. After finishing this, make chain one and turn your project, and going to the same way, you simply make one half double crochet in every chain space. After finishing these two rows, I'll show you what are the next step for this project. You can see I finished these two half double crochet rows. After finishing this, make chain one and cut the yarn like this. Now our scarf is ready. Now we are going to join this scarf into the hooded part, hoodie. For that you identify the center part of this scarf. You simply fold like this way. Like this way. This is the center part. So you simply place any stitch marker into this. I'm going to mark this using safety pin. After this, place the hoodie like this. This is the center of this hooded part. So going to place like this way. You simply join these two centers like this. So now I'm going to join like this way. After joining this, turn in this way and going to join this. You can use single crochet or slip stitch to joining these two parts. I am going to use single crochet for joining these two parts. For this, make slip knot, make chain 1, move to the next, into this make 1 single crochet, move to the next, into this make 1 single crochet. You simply continue this way. After finishing this, you simply turn like this way and continue in this path. After joining these two parts, I'll show you what are the next step for this project. This is very easy one. You can use slip stitch also instead of this single crochet, but I'm using single crochet for joining this. After joining this, I'll show you. I'm just finished this. I'm using single crochet to joining these two sides. This is almost done. Our hooded scarf is almost done. Now you can see you not get a clear edges. You can see you not get a clear edges. It's looking like something like up down. That is something like zigzag shape. You can see. For only for that reason, I am going to make 1 single crochet in every chain space. For that, make a slip knot, joining this in any one of the corners. I'm going to join this into this corner. After joining this yarn, make chain 1, move to the next space, into this make 1 single crochet, move to the next, into this make 1 single crochet. You simply continue the same. You simply make 1 single crochet in every chain space. After reaching this edge, going to in this path like this way, like this, I'm going to like this way. After reaching this, going in this way, you simply continue the same, going to in this path in this way. So finally you reach the starting point. After reaching the starting point, make a slip stitch into this first chain and make chain 1 and cut the yarn. After finishing that step, I'll show you what are the next step for this project. You simply make 1 single crochet in every chain space, going in this way, like this. If you going in this way means finally you reach the starting point. After reaching this, I'll show you what are the next step for this project. Finally, I finished this project. Now you can see you get clear edges. For that purpose, I'm going to use single crochet in these edges, and also I joining some yarns in the bottom of the scarf. This is very easy to join. I'll show you how to make this. You simply take the yarn and like this way. You make like this way. You make some rounds. After making this, you simply cut the yarn and cut one end. You can cut in this end or you can cut in this end. I'm going to cut in this end. Now you get like this. You simply take 2 or 3 yarns. I'm going to take 3. After this, this is the center of these yarns. This is the center. So for example, I'm going to join this in this gap, means in this single crochet gap, means you simply insert the hook into this and pull up the yarn. Now you get like this gap. Now I'm going to insert the total amount of yarn into this gap like this way, and you simply pull the yarn like this. So now you get like this. So this gives some elegant look for this scarf. Only for that purpose I am going to join some amount of yarn in the bottom, you can see. So finally our project is ready. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button. That is the only way for motivation me. I hope all are enjoying in this video. Please share your thoughts and please try this project and share your valuable thoughts. If you dislike means please don't hesitate to hit the dislike button, and please share your thoughts. What are the reasons for dislike this video? Because this is the only way for identify and rectify my mistakes. Only for that purpose, please share your thoughts. What are the mistakes in this video? So don't forget to subscribe my channel. Stay connected with us. Happy crochet. Thank you friends. Have a nice day.